Where am I up to? There we are. I let a lot of things go these days. To begin with, I do not put the old third degree on Edgar to find out where he comes from after that first day. I intend to just as soon as get rid of the dragon. Meanwhile, I let things ride. In fact, I get very mushy over the Moppet, letting him sleep in my bedroom and even reading him to sleep out of murderous detective story. Oh, that's awesome. Murderous detective stories. For his part, Edgar still insists I am a magician and that I am keeping this dragon under enchantment. So I figure if I do not... Wait, who is he reading to? The dragon or the boy? It'd be really cool if it was both. So I figure if I do not ask him too many questions, he will not ask me any, and we are even. Still, the way Thin Tommy looks at him in the yard gets me suspicious. You are sure you do not know this lug? I ask again. Absolutely, he tells me. Where is the beer? I think Herman wants his bottle. Again, it's a little bit disturbing. Oh. Cheers. So we feed Herman by climbing onto the... What? We feed Herman by climbing onto the... Oh no, why is this happening to me? Fucking come on. So we feed Herman by climbing onto the stepladder and scurrying around to find some old sheet iron to patch the roof with. While I do it, Edgar keeps up the babble. When are you going to fight the ogre? He asks. Who, Thin Tommy? Yes, you hate him, don't you? Only his intestines, I remark delicately. But I do not wish to tangle with that one-man crime wave. You must be fooling, says the kid. I know, you're just raising the fire-breathing... You must be fooling, says the kid. I know you're just raising this fire-breathing dragon up, and then you'll destroy him, won't you? If I raise this dragon much higher, he will destroy me, I mutter. The bear bells are terrific. He is eating down my barn, and I am worried sick. This is a funny adventure, the Moppet remarks. A dragon, a wizard, but no princess. Of course, there should be a beautiful princess, you know. Oh, no princess. Princess? Of course, there should be a beautiful princess, you know. I am sorry, Edgar, but I do not possess a phone number of any beautiful princess. Besides, if I do, you are still too young to get mixed up with any ribs. The princess is out. Edgar looks sad for a minute. All right, but it's a heck of an adventure without any princess. I get the new roofing nailed down and come back to earth. Herman the dragon swishes his tail, knocking down the ladder. Quiet, you overgrown iguana, I nag, or I will knock your warts off. This is just a bluff because now Herman's warts are big as cantaloupes and... or rock melons. And you cannot knock them off with anything but a blowtorch. If I do not know Herman since he is a pup, so to speak, I would do a shiver shimmy every time I look at him, because he is now some sight. He is longer and greener and has more muscles than Charlie Atlas. But right now he looks pretty tame, so I do not figure why, but Edgar notices. Look, he's stopping the fire. It is a fact. Herman does not breathe fire right now. Perhaps it is beer, but whatever the case, he is a little groggy. Could be a fucking beer game. He's lying down, says Edgar. Herman does lie down, with a thump like a ton of coal sliding into a manhole. Maybe he's sick. Edgar pets his forehead. Look how pale he is. Herman is slightly white around the gills, merely because he cannot get any greener. I'll go out and get him some more beer, Edgar says. I go with him. When we get to the yard, I hear the phone ringing in the house, so I make a dash up the steps. I get on the wire and hear a familiar voice, two voices in fact, Larry and Archie. Hey, we've got wonderful news, says Larry. I'm calling from a drugstore in Hoosac. Guess who's with me? The Roxy Chorus? I snap. No, none other than J. Carver Carson. Who the fuck that is? So what? So he's half owner of the greatest show on earth, that's what. After 4 days, we finally get him to an interview, and he's so anxious to talk business, he's come down with us. I just want to warn you, so you'll be sure to have the dragon ready when we arrive. He'll be ready, I say. Get your pen out. You're going to sign a $1 million contract. It isn't easy to handle this J. Carver Carson. Guess he's having some personal troubles of his own right now, but he's solid now. Just produce the dragon when we arrive tonight. Larry hangs up, leaving me very happy. Really? I am so happy I do not hear certain noises I should hear, because there is a ringing in my ears, the ringing of $1 million. But when I get out in the yard, I am not happy anymore, because in the dirt are fresh tire marks, which I recognize as the marks of Thin Tommy's truck. I make a dash into the bar. Edgar! I yell. There is no answer. I go out in the yard again and shout. There is no answer here either, except the answer in the marks of Thin Tommy's truck. It is easy to see what is up, all right, and I make a fancy dash back to the house to phone the state troopers. Only one thing stops me. If I phone them, they will come out and find the dragon, which will be very bad for all concerned, because J. Carver Carson will not like publicity for his new attraction. And besides, the troopers will ask many questions about Edgar, which I cannot answer on any quiz program. There is only one question about him I can answer. Thin Tommy knows who he is and puts the snatch on him, and I know where Thin Tommy must take him. So I dash back to the house. I dash back from the house to the barn. Herman is still dopey, but he perks up when I kick him in the side of the head. Fuck, I hate this guy. Come on, I yell. Edgar's kidnapped! Fucking chicken farmer. Maybe it comes from the kid's idea. Maybe it comes from the kid's ideas. Fuck. Whoa. Maybe it comes from the kid's ideas about me being a magician and raising a dragon to tangle with Thin Tommy the ogre. Maybe it comes from being plain crazy. Maybe it comes from the mushy feeling I have for Edgar, which makes me want to exterminate Thin Tommy for snatching him. Oh. I take back what I said about chicken farmer. Whatever it is, it's there. And I am there, racing down the highway on Herman's back, riding a dragon to rescue the Muppet. What else can I do? It is the only way out, and if I can sig Herman onto Thin Tommy, I should have the kid and be back in time to meet J. Carver Carson when the boys arrive with him. That is the way I figure it, though it is pretty hard to figure anything when you are bumping along on a dragon's back, particularly since there is no steering wheel on a dragon. Herman is not sick anymore. He is full of the old pep, and the flames come out of his mouth like he is chewing dynamite. He seems to understand what we are doing because he picks up speed and he goes along, and when I yell, "Come on, step on it," in his ear, he nearly jolts me off. I do not know if you ever ride a dragon in your life, but if you do, you know it is very hard without a saddle. So I am more than a little joyful when I see the lights of Thin Tommy's tavern up ahead. So I am more than a little joyful when I see the lights of Thin Tommy's tavern up ahead in the twilight. We round the bend and I grab Herman's ears. "Whoa!" I yap. He skids into the yard and sits down like a pile driver. Oh, okay. So I think Herman doesn't have wings. He's one of those serpent dragons. That's pretty cool. "Wait here until I call," I say, hoping. It's a good story, isn't it, Teddy? "Whoa!" I yap. He skids into the yard and sits down like a pile driver. "Wait here until I call," I say, hoping he understands me. Then I march up the steps of the tavern. And go inside. The place is empty, but after I go up to the bar, Bertram and Roscoe come out. These are the two gorillas Thin Tommy has for his waiters. Personally, I would not hire them if I was running a slave market, but they are just the personalities Thin Tommy wants around. They give me a frigid stare, but I ignore it, being more interested in the way my teeth are chattering. "Where is Thin Tommy?" I inquire. "He's out," says Bertram. "You want a short one?" "Yes," I answer. "I want a short kid. Where is he?" "We got no kids," says Roscoe, "so why not beat it?" Now, be reasonable, I suggest. This is a very timely suggestion because both Bertram and Roscoe suddenly pull on a pair of very black jackets and come around the bar. What a strange thing to do. I can see they do not wish to play, and so I back to the door. Just then I hear a sound from upstairs. It is the kid's voice, and over it I hear the kind of grunt which is manufactured only by Thin Tommy. Eh! So I change my mind about going out the door. Instead, I do a quick forward run. Bertram comes at me from one side and Roscoe from the other, but I time it right. They miss me when I duck and run into each other, which gives me time enough to gallop up the stairs. I yank open the first door. Then Tommy is sitting on the bed, and so is Edgar. When they see me, Tommy gets up and Edgar tries to, but he cannot because his arm is handcuffed to the bedpost. Fuck, man. "I knew you'd come," says Edgar. Probably not like that, you know. "I knew you'd come," says Edgar. "So did I," said Thin Tommy. He waves a newspaper at me. "So this is why you act so mysterious these past days," he grunts. "Because you are holding that brat for ransom. I find it out this morning when I see his puss in the press." "What do you mean?" "Take a look," he invites me. J. Carson Carver's kid. No, it's J. Carver Carson's kid. Son of the circus owner. I just put through a call, and I find he is on his way up here. So it is lucky you blunder in, because when he gets here, I tell him you are the kidnapper, and I rescue Edgar." Oh my god. Get fucked, Tommy. This sounds like a very reasonable scheme, even to me. What makes it more reasonable is that Thin Tommy suddenly slides the newspaper off his arm, and I notice he is holding an equalizer. What the fuck is an equalizer? I notice also that it is pointing at me. Is it a gun? Is it a gun? If you know, please tell me in the comments. I notice also that it is pointing at me. I open my mouth, but nothing comes out. Instead, it is Edgar who screams. This turns out to be a very good thing indeed, because all at once I hear a thundering noise. No, maybe I should leave it till, cause fuck, I've already fucking recorded a lot. Okay, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop, but you know, last thing we know, Edgar screams. Oh my god. Alright. I hope you're enjoying this. I am really enjoying this story. Fucking so much better than the last one, as we mentioned before. Probably don't need to mention it again. So what do you think is gonna happen? My god. At this point, could be anything. I know I've got to push through. I need to do this again tomorrow night because I'm going for gold. And also, that's it, that's all I got. But after that, I may have a couple of days rest from drinking. I may not, also. It's the weekend. No, it's not, it's Tuesday. Fuck, no. Okay. Thanks for joining me. I hope you can join me again for the next installment. I hope you enjoyed this installment. Let me know where you think this is going. What is an equalizer? Will, I don't know, man. See you next time.